You just do the chat.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to tonight's Shares TV live show. I'm joined here with Gordy. We're going to have a wee discussion about the new Rangers interim management team. Gordy, what's your thoughts on it?
Well, first of all, hi Lewis, hi Si, and hi everyone watching.
Hiya.
One of these, just unfortunately, just one of these mad weekends and periods that we've been used to over the last 4 years. Before I go on to the thoughts on the new manager, I'd just like to say thank you to Phil Clement for his efforts in the last kind of 18 months, 19 months. Obviously, it's not worked out the way that everyone wanted. I think that when he was first appointed, I think there was mostly broad agreement that he was the best man for the job. He had a decent pedigree as well. He's a thoroughly decent man. I've got no doubts that he's actually a decent manager. It just wasn't right, and you can see that for the last couple of months. So, and by all accounts, he's not accepted his full payout. So, fair play to him, and thank you for his efforts.
Yeah. Well, it is rumoured that the turnover for him would have been about 1.2 million. He's said pretty much the Rangers board take half of that, take £600,000, put it back towards Rangers. Supposedly just rumours. But if that's so, then I think that's a very good gesture from the man himself.
Yeah, I don't think, Lewis, there's one of these things where on Sunday we were saying, well, obviously the rumour mill started about this, the management getting replaced, and then turned out to be true. And I think there's no kind of, I always believe that there's no smoke without fire in these things. So if it turns out to be true, great. If not, I mean, still thank him for his time. But I think we'll go on to the new management team in just a second. But just for a couple of quick comments from me, is that we're appointing these guys until the end of the season, but it's really make or break now for Rangers when it comes to appointing the right manager. We cannot afford, from not even from a financial point of view, that's bad enough. But from a footballing point of view, you can't change your manager once a season on average for every year. It's getting. We went for Kachina to Gerrard, to Gio, to Beale, to Clement. That's you're talking 5 managers in 6 years, or just thereabouts. It's from a footballing point of view, it's bad enough, but financial point of view, it's horrendous. And because remember, the whole back team staff goes as well. So
Yep.
I mean, it's not just the manager; it's the whole back team staff that gets a payoff. So the board
At some point,
the board have got 3 months. Obviously, that management team have come in, they've got 3 months, and they better cast their net far and wide. But it's getting to the stage where it's make or break now.
well, it's also the fact of the matter is that at some point the players are going to have to be responsible. It can't always be a manager's fault.
Well, Simon, who's the one constant in this whole era, if you like?
Tavernier.
Yeah, and I've argued with people with Tavernier. I think he's a good player. I think he's talented. He's been there for us at big games and big penalties and big times. He's also cost us, but it's getting to the stage now where it can't. You're right, Si. It can't just be the manager all the time. Gio is a good manager. Got to the Europa League final, won the Scottish Cup. Gerrard left for financial reasons, but his transfer budget, that's fair enough. Beale was given 14 million, 15 million, whatever it was, to spend a lot of money on players that are, half injured, half decent, not decent. So I think the players must shoulder responsibility. See the game on that. Just you kind of jog my memory a little bit, Si. So thank you. The game on Saturday against St Mirren reminded me about the game against Aberdeen under Beale, when the players didn't seem interested.
They were happy. They're happy to see their manager go.
Yeah, and it's terrible. I mean, imagine like somebody like Walter Smith or Jock Wallace, or even Advocate, the greats. Ever since the kind of Paul Le Guen era, there's been kind of player powers dominated at Ibrox, I think. and I like to see it going back to. I think I'd like to see it going back to maybe the more traditional ways of the manager, because I don't think, apart from Gerrard, I don't think these guys have a big enough personalities to dominate the dressing room.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fully agree with you. I think the reason that we've brought in sort of an interim management is because I believe that we are waiting for this new takeover to happen and to wait on them to bring in their own guy. Whether I'm right or not, I don't know. We'll see. But as you said, financially, it's not good enough. We're still paying off Bill. We're still paying off Gio. Now we're paying off Clown. Don't get me wrong. Like, if he has handed back 600,000 of the money owed to him for the rest of his contract, fair play. But we still owed £600,000 to him, which is a lot of money for a club who's struggling financially.
Yeah, but remember, Lewis, as I'm saying to you as well, and everyone else that's watching, it's not just the manager. It's Van der Hayden. It's Colin Stewart.
Aye.
It's Alex Ray. It's not just the big headline grabber is the manager. That's fair enough. You're absolutely right. But these guys are still on a few $100,000 each as well. So the total figure is probably going to be about $2 million.
A couple of comments came in so far. Let down by charlatans in a blue jersey. They done it to us all. No hiding place for them now. Hello, fellow Rangers fans and Gers TV. Best of luck to Barry and the management team for the rest of the season. We are the people. Can I disagree with the first comment?
Well, well, it's you don't like getting into personal stuff and calling the team like names like that. But I mean, some of these guys are on a fortune, right? And get beat against St Mirren, right? You can always lose a league game at home every so often, right? But it's still the Queen's Park game for me. I mean, for a team like Rangers not to be able to score a goal against Queen's Park, is terrible. Now, I don't necessarily think against Queen's Park the players gave up. I mean, Tavernier was desperate to score that penalty. It was a decent penalty that Tavernier had. It was a good save, but I think that. I just think that the players need to start looking at themselves in the mirror. If they haven't already, they need to look at themselves in the mirror. And you need to ask questions about the one constant that's been there the whole time. The captain, is he, I don't know if he's leading revolts in the dressing room. Is he just, I don't know. I don't know if he's that kind of personality, to be honest. But, yeah, I just think that it's deep down at Rangers, there's big problems. And they won't just be solved by sacking Clement and his backroom team, although it's a necessary first step.
The other thing as well to remember, guys, is if this takeover does happen, which I think it will, then I wouldn't imagine investors are wanting to come in and be looking at a turnover of new managers every season. I think they're going to think to themselves, this shit show needs to stop.
Well, exactly, mate. And that's what I was alluding to a minute ago. Like, it does have to stop. It's getting to the stage now where even if we do appoint another bad manager, we genuinely might not be able to afford to sack him. As Lewis, you're right. We're still paying off Gio. We must be still paying off Beale and his backroom team. So, yeah. I mean, it's the whole setup at Rangers is just fractured and broken, in my opinion.
A wee question just came in here. Do we think he's going to think Barry Ferguson will take the captaincy off him?
Nah, I don't think so. I think that I definitely think this is Tav's last season as captain, but I don't think he'll do that just now. No.
Aye, well.
I don't think there's any point in sticking him of his captaincy when there's so little to play for, and it could just cause animosity within the dressing room.
Yeah, I mean, it would long term it would send a message, but I mean, if it's a new manager coming in, then I can see long term, I can see the point of it. But we can now talk. I think let's just go on and talk about the appointment of Barry Ferguson. He's not exactly got a proven track record managerial wise. However, he has got obviously a very good proven track record at Rangers playing wise. Hall of Fame inductee, several league championship cups, etc. International player, good player, did very well for us. So you just got to hope. I mean, I don't think there's any expectation for the management need to do very well. Because if you look at their track record and management combined, it's not very impressive at all. And that include Billy Dawes, Neil McCann, and Barry Ferguson in that. They're not exactly a set of world alight.
A wee bit. I worry slightly because it does look like jobs for the boys and our old pals act with them. However, maybe we do need a strong Scottish Rangers connection at the club just now. There's some
Yeah,
really big games coming up.
yeah. I mean, definitely, mate. For the next for the till the end of the season, we used to this season could potentially. I mean, the crazy thing is though, like we've still got a chance of getting really far in the Europa League. Didn't they?
I know.
Yeah, I know it's hard to imagine that just now. Now I did check the Galatasaray score before we came on. It wasn't. I don't know if any scored in the last kind of 5-10 minutes. It was 0-0. But they were playing. They were playing tonight. They played at the kick-off 5 o'clock tonight, UK
Right.
time, which was strange. So they're actually playing Monday, Thursday. They're playing Monday, Thursday, Sunday, Thursday, Sunday, Thursday. I'll give in mind. So that's interesting. So they might be a bit tired, but yeah, just get back to management. Yeah, I mean, I don't think. I see. To be honest, I don't think they could have got anybody else for 3 months. I think. I think the takeover looks like it's happening, and you cannot appoint a manager for more than the rest of the season. And I don't think any manager worth their salt that's a professional manager would leave a club right now or come to Rangers for 3 months then leave. These managers, even the managers we're linked with right now, I want to say some names right. I don't want them, but I'm just giving you a couple of examples. Russell Martin, Sean Dyche, they're not coming for 3 months, right?
No.
They're not coming for 3 months, right? They want a 2-year, 3-year contract at least, okay? So it's probably the best decision we can make just now.
Well,
If
you'd
you look
also
at
see if a manager like that caliber did come in for 3 months, you'd have to question their sanity.
you'd have to question, and because Sean Dyche is. I mean, I listen. I don't want these guys. Okay, I don't really believe in appointing not field managers, but managers who've been sacked the last couple of years. Do you know what I mean? I really don't. Russell Martin's got a good style of play. He did well at Southampton, and if you look at Southampton's results since he left, they've actually got worse. So I don't particularly not rate Russell Martin, but I think this guy at Bodo Glimt, Knutson, I think he'd be the dream manager for us. I was thinking about it today all day, and he just fits the profile of what we're looking for. Whether or not he would come to us and whether or not, because I thought them is a different matter, but I think somebody like Knutson up there who's done incredibly well at Bodo Glimt, and with this much thought about transfer trading model, whatever they call it.
Yeah.
That's what he's done there for 4 or 5 years. He's taken a club that nobody'd heard of, right, and for all intents and purposes made them one of the top forces in Norwegian football and consistently getting to the last 16 in the European competitions. That's our profile in a nutshell.
Yeah, I don't agree with you in that one. To be honest, there's not much really to play for now with the management team, so I don't think we can really take a gamble on even bringing back Steven Gerrard if it was for 6 months. Of course, it was talk on Talksport, I believe it was, talking about Gerrard coming back for 6 months. As you said, people of this calibre are not wanting 6 months deal, 6 month deals. Don't get me wrong. Managers like Sean Dyche, I wouldn't touch him with 10 feet of to be honest. I respect the style. I respect the style of play, and the style of play is just a team that's trying to avoid relegation, such as your Everton's, even your Burnleys when he was there as well. He's actually got European football with them, that was a big shock. But the style of play is too defensive, too negative, especially if you want to win league titles, cups, go far in Europe, and you want to develop into the modern game. But I do believe we do need someone of. I don't mean this in a derogatory sort of way, but not. I wouldn't necessarily bring in a foreign manager, but we do need someone who truly understands Rangers, and it's all well and good managers coming from abroad saying, "Oh yeah, I understand what it's like to win," but you don't understand Rangers. You don't understand what it's like to win at Rangers. You don't understand if you lose every single week. These fans are wanting to call for your head.
So here's a good point that's been made here. Karen Smith, who watches the show regularly, Barry Ferguson was in the NEH on Saturday speaking, and he said that the lack nastiness on the park, this is a chance to try and install that. I've got to agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't maybe not go as far as nastiness, but certainly a bit of fight, a bit of passion, at least. But no, I get a point, and Karen, you've made a good point there. That we need. I mean, the desire and the fight. I mean, look at the defence this season right now. I won't labour the projects. I'm not trying to say, look at me, I've got it right or whatever, right? But last week I said I don't rate Nisala too highly, right? And he was very culpable for both goals on Saturday. However, it's not his fault altogether, right? If you look at the games we played this season, the games we've lost, Kilmarnock, St Mirren, etc., Proper, Suter, Nisala, they've all been culpable for goals at some point this season. And, Dessers, Dessers is Dessers. You know what I mean? It's so strange because it's not as if we weren't creating chances. We were creating chances. Just we just weren't finishing the chances, or there was just that final we just looked vulnerable under Clement. We just looked a bit shaky. And getting back to Karen's point, maybe that's what's needed. And I do think that I think that Barry Ferguson. I'm not really sure about Neil McCann and Billy Dodds. They seem very nice when it comes to football and punditry and whatnot. But certainly Barry Ferguson, I don't think will take any nonsense. But
Well, another interesting point is obviously the whole Clement team was removed. Colin Stewart has been there for a long time now, and his dad was a Rangers goalkeeper, Jim Stewart. Colin Stewart was actually the set piece expert, shall we call him? And the set pieces are absolutely honking this season.
It's not even. You're right. It's the attacking set pieces, defending set pieces. You're right.
The whole thing. So even if these guys can get the set pieces fixed, that'll be a big help. And the other problem is the high ball into our box. The high ball into our box every time. We lost 2 goals at the weekend again. We can't cope with it.
I know. It's just no. Yeah, I mean, it's really hard to. It's really hard to be positive right now having this conversation. Okay, but but these fixtures, mate, you can't just bring a new manager in and then we're playing Kelly tomorrow night.
I know, which is always a hard game.
So yeah, it's hard game at the best of times, but we can't fix things in 24 hours or 48 hours.
No,
it's unrealistic, and it's yeah. I mean, but maybe they will be able to fix it. Maybe they'll be able to give instructions, and maybe they'll be able to give some tips and whatnot. But maybe what they could do is just install some belief. I think when you look at some of the games this season, even if you go back to when we went up to Aberdeen and lost the game, I don't think we believed we could win that game.
That's been a problem for a long time. Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, and we just looked as if we weren't up for it. So at least in that regard, and going back to Karen's point again, at least then they'll hopefully be up for these games. But I don't know where we start. I think we have to have a clear out of the team. To be honest, most of the team, I really do. Maybe
which is going to take time.
Yeah, but then I just think there's something seriously wrong at Rangers at the moment. I really do, and it's so sad to see it.
Yeah, I agree with you. Personally, there's very few players in that first team that I would want to avoid selling, such as your players like Raskin, even Barron, Igamane, as much as he's not been in the races the last couple of weeks. I would still like to keep a hold on him unless we get some good money for him. There's not a single player in that team who I believe is Rangers quality, to be honest.
Right now, I agree with you, yeah. Right now, I agree with you.
Yeah. As far as the management team, I don't really have too much to comment on that. I don't have much of an opinion. As you said, Barry Ferguson not really got much experience in terms of that. He's got limited experience. Allo and Kelty Harris as manager. Don't think it was for very long. Right now, goes for bringing in a couple of Rangers men, Neil McCann, McGregor, and Billy Dodds. Of course, 3 ex-players as well as Barry Ferguson, of course, ex-captain, and all three and the P. As you said, I don't think we could really write off Billy Dodds. He took Inverness to a Scottish Cup final, challenged Celtic in it very well. They were very much in the game. So I don't think really we can write him off in terms of that. Of course, all the management team now are all Rangers men, except for the new boy, Sherry, I believe his name is. The Moroccan under-23 coach.
There seems to have been a lot of the expectations for him. I know he was he done well with Morocco. Let's just hope that we bring a lot of these guys in that don't understand Scottish football, and I think that was Clement's fault in terms of problem. Clement was a good manager in Europe, as we know, but the Scottish game he couldn't fix that low block. He didn't know how that just beat him. The better quality teams, I thought, the better the team, the better Rangers were set up with Clement, and that's something we need to fix.
And that's so strange. It's so strange. It's so strange to think about it. You know what I mean? Like, you look at the games against Spurs and Man United. Okay, we didn't win any of these games, but we played really well in spells, and we played really well against Tottenham. And
Nice.
and then we played exactly Malmo, Nice away, even Olympiacos away from home as well. And then even in Europe against USG, when we had to get a result, we did. But you're right. What I mean, are these? It's the last. I mean, Gio suffered from it as well a little bit. Where I think he found it hard to motivate the team for, these games, because St Mirren's at homes and Ross County's away, Dundee's away. Those are the games that win you championships, and we've struggled in the last since Gio came in. I don't even count Michael Beale's time as a management as a serious thing, to be honest, now these days. But Gio, it's tougher with Gio. Gio used to draw a lot of games away from home, and Clermont has kept that record run going, unfortunately. And even though some of the players are different, I just think the mentality there is. I think Lewis said a minute ago about having to win every single game, and I think we've lost that.
Yeah. I would agree with you on that. I would 100% agree with you on that.
Aye, I mean, there's a wee bit inside me says we're just going to have to trust. We're just going to have to wait and ride this out. It's going to be it could be a proper shit show the next few months, but it might not be.
Yeah.
I mean, on you go, Lewis.
No, it's fine. On you go.
No, I just hate to use this expression, but I really don't think it can get any worse.
Well, that football at the weekend was. I would say that Rangers actually played better against Queen's Park than we did against St Mirren. Was that bad?
Yeah. I mean, St Mirren came to Irish and they believed they could win.
Yeah.
They could have beat us with 3 or 4.
That's all these teams need now. All your teams that are, with all due respect, lackluster. As much as solidified their spot in the league, they're lackluster. These teams are mid-table at best.
Maybe Barry Ferguson will come in with his team and make them hard to beat. The old Walter Smith. And that would be a start, because we're easy to beat. That's a big problem. We're easy to beat against these teams.
Yeah, 100%. That day at the weekend, I'll be honest, I think that's one of the worst, if not the worst, Rangers performance I've witnessed in my short life compared to many others who are maybe watching this.
No, I would rate Aberdeen on their bill as bad as that. That's what I'm saying. I think they were very similar performances. I think Clermont. I think at full time, I think Clermont knew that was it. It was actually quite sad to hear his interviews, because he did sound like a broken man. And when he comes out and says after 18 months that's the worst we've ever played, that's when you know that's when you know it's gone. That's when you know it's gone. But these players, I mean, not to go back to what we said at the start, but these players need to have a long, hard look at themselves.
I mean, one of the first things I would be saying to them, Gordy, Lewis, is see this being the lap of honour when we get pumped. I would just see apart from the European away games, we don't want a lap of honour. Go do the business on the park and get back half again, because the fans are fed up here. Yeah,
you're just inventing. So look at that time we played St John's in the League Cup and we were celebrating as if we won the Champions League for 20 minutes after the game.
I know. That's right.
When we scraped a win against St Johnson.
Aye. So stuff like that, I would be stopping. I would just be saying, look, I mean, this might sound crazy, guys, right? But at the weekend, when I'd be Jack up, I'd done the Rangers tour, and I was sitting listening to John, who's been at Ibrox for many years, talking about the club and what we're all about and the standards of the old managers and all that. And I'm thinking to myself, how many of these players currently at our club have actually done that tour, or the founders tour? How many of them actually understand what Rangers mean to us? I don't think they do. I just think it's a job.
Well, again, I don't like to go back to it, but you've got, somebody like Desser's a bit of a journeyman. He's I mean, as much as he'd missed his chances, he does score goals. Eagleman probably hasn't. I mean, maybe, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just kind of a bit scunnered with the whole thing, to be honest, right now, because it's so frustrating, because these are actually good players. We've got good players at the club. We've got international players that should be playing better.
So it's either a mindset, or it's a management problem, and I think it's a mindset as much as anything else.
I think you're right. Mate. I mean, look at the. I mean, it goes back to we went to Nice and won 4-0 or 4-1, whatever it was, and played amazing. It was an absolutely amazing performance. We played really well against Kiev away, Malmo away, Olympiacos away, and we should have got the 3 points against Spurs. So these players can play. There's no doubt about it. We beat Celtic 3-0 at Ibrox on January the 2nd. Right, that was only a few weeks ago. It wasn't that long ago.
So that's new management team.
Right, it's mindset, and Clermont couldn't get the guys motivated for these games against St Mirren's and St Johnstone's and whatnot.
I mean, the support was scurred at the weekend. I was numb after the game. I really didn't know what to think. It was that bad.
Yeah.
I mean, see when the game was at 8 minutes added, 9 minutes added time. see, when I seen that, I thought it doesn't matter. It was well just the referee would have been better just doing the call and just blowing the whistle because there was no chance of scoring at the weekend.
Yeah, and it's like every time Celtic have dropped points this season, we've
Aye.
lost or drawn the game after.
Aye.
The failure to capitalise on Celtic dropping points is absolutely shocking. Shocking. How these, as much as the league is Celtic's to lose, we've got a huge chance to close the gap to what, 9-10 points, as much as that. It's quite funny to say actually close the gap to 10 points at this stage. But we've got a chance to close the gap against Celtic.
Never took it.
A very easily winnable game, home to St Mirren. A Saturday 3 o'clock. These are the type of games you'd expect to be winning 4 or 5-0.
It was that bad. It was that bad. See when we were got in the game and you knew Celtic had been beat, you still didn't have any real buzz about you because you just knew that they would bottle it. You knew.
I'm saying to folk my supporters, as soon as the full time whistle went, I was like, right, that's it, we're going to drop points today. Somehow we will drop points, whether it's a draw or a loss, we will drop points. We can't capitalise on them dropping points.
Anyway.
It was just so strange because Clement came out after the game and said the players were nervous. What the hell?
Aye, nervous.
You can't be nervous going into a home game against St Mirren.
I know. It's heartbreaking. Yeah. So, guys, we're going to try and do these shows, half-hour shows. So, if everybody's about to phone in, you've got 5 minutes. So, I know you look Gels TV, but we're just trying to kind of change it a wee bit so we can get more guests on and do more shows.
Aye, so I'm going to ask you a quick question, guys, okay? We can talk about this for a couple of minutes, right? So, what do you think Barry Ferguson is going to bring to the team now till the end of the season?
Passion.
Okay.
Fight. Some sort of fight. There's got to be some sort of fight in there. But Philip Clement has not had any fight, especially within that squad, for the past maybe even 3 months, I would say. I don't see any sort of passion from him and his press conferences. All I can see from him is him making excuses, blaming others, blaming the players, blaming the referee, or going on about stats, going on about how we've had more shots, more possession. All well and good, but we've lost the game. I don't think there's any sort of passion in there, and I don't think he's a real Rangers man. Don't get me wrong, I have a bit of respect for the efforts that he's put in the club. You know what? I like what he's done with the youth. He's gave Finlay Curtis and Paul and Seal, just to name a few, their debuts this season, and both have impressed for me, anyways. Bailey Rice as well, of course, getting a real chance, as much as he didn't really impress in the Queen's Park game. He's still impressing our game as well, Bailey Rice. And you know what, I think we need a manager that prioritises youth within Rangers. For a club that's struggling financially, youth turnover needs to be one of your biggest money makers. I mean, I'm not trying to compare our players to other elite clubs in Europe, but look at Ajax, who are bringing players in either for nothing or bringing them up through the youth academy, and they're selling them for 18, 19 million, unreal numbers.
Yeah.
If we could get even closer to that, if we could develop these players like...
That's what I thought Clement was going to do.
Finlay Curtis, Paul and Seal, even Ross McCausland, for Christ's sake.
But
make a lot of money off of this.
So go back to your question, Gordy. What I would like him to do, first of all, is get a better formation. Change it back to a formation that works, because I didn't like that formation Clement had. And I would be playing, I would just make it simple. I think it was too complicated. The players didn't seem to like it. The fans didn't like it, and the opposition lapped it up.
Yeah. Okay, so another question for you then, guys, okay? So this is the question I've been asking myself all day, so it'd be interesting to get your thoughts on it, and then MD wants to contribute for home as well. Does Barry Ferguson come in the first game Wednesday night, couple of days' time, does he stick with Dessers, Tav, Butland, etc., or does he bring in youngsters like you said, Lewis, Curtis, Rice, McCausland even back again? Because surely you have to send a message to these guys, it's not good enough. So do you do that, or do you stick with the tried and tested that's brought about Clement's downfall? The
problem he's got is you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. I would say personally what you should do for a game like this is play your best players. How you get a tune at them is up to the management, but play your best players. They're going to have to install it into them that we need to start winning again, and that's as much for them as it is for the fans. But I would be playing your best players. I get what you're saying about bringing youth in and that, but see for the next couple of weeks, there's big games coming up, and we need some stability.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, 100%. We need to get a couple of results. We need to get a result on Wednesday night and on Saturday as well. We need a couple of good results leading into the Fenerbahce game. We need to go on I say it's 2 games for Christ's sake, but like we need to win a couple of games, get ourselves sort of solidified, as you said, into the league a bit of a Fenerbahce game, because of course interim managers coming in a huge game. We've got Barry Ferguson versus Jose Mourinho in the dugout.
I know.
It's quite funny to say that. But we've got to build some sort of confidence back into that team in the next couple of games, because there seems to be none. There seems to be absolutely none. No confidence, no motivation, and
back to what we've spoken about for the last 2 bloody years, we need to get rid of all these stupid injuries.
Yeah.
That's another thing that's crippled the team. Pardon the pun. It's
and we've had these injury issues for a while, and we thought that they would be over when we brought back in Dr. Mark Waller when he was in, when Gerrard came to the club. And I don't even know if he was here longer or not. I don't actually know. But when we brought him into the club, we thought, happy days. Our injury days are over. Our days of having 9-10 players out at a time are over. But it seems to be so much far-fetched than that. I don't know if it's these managers or scouts or directors not doing their due diligence and looking into these players' injury records, but from what we see online, what we can look at in the stats, players coming into Rangers with barely any sort of record of injuries, and they're coming here and
that's right.
out for months.
Cortes didn't have any injuries before we got him.
Exactly.
I don't even know where he is anymore. But we need to install it into them. We need to forget this sports science nonsense for a few months. And we need to install it into them that we need players that want to be there. And see, if you don't want to be at the club, let the coaching staff know or the management know, because we can't keep having passengers. We can't keep it. It just can't continue. Just a comment coming up here and putting up.
There's a wee comment from Alex Smith there. Saying you already, David?
Aye, Kelly, there's Yilmaz, 4 million, shocking proper, 2 million Dessers. There's a plan in there. I would stick with the boy.
Player in there, probably means player in there.
Aye.
Well,
maybe my eyesight, I can't get my glasses on.
But then you look back and, Dessers, I think a lot of the time Dessers was Clement's nemesis when it comes to these chances. I go back to last season, we played Ross County away and Dundee away, and that kind of four-day spell that lost his league, in my opinion. Dessers missed a few sitters in that game, and if he'd won those 2 games, he might have won the league. So, I mean, I just think it's time for, honestly, I don't know, because I just think it's time for a bit of a clear out, to be honest, right? Because we can't just keep going through managers. This is crippling us. Part of the reason why Clement doesn't work is because there was no money, because of the money we spent on Bill's signings.
I think that's one thing I would defend him for. I think he was 100% lied to by the board, or misled. I'll use the term misled.
Yeah.
We commented from Karen what's happened to Sterling. He's just gone off the radar. I think there's a knee injury in there, mate. And I think I've seen a comment about Connor Barron as well. I also believe he's injured. I would be very shocked if he's just been phased out of the team, because he came in, he shone for us, and you know what? I don't think he'd had a bad game. He had one bad moment against Leon where he passed the ball back.
But unfortunately, we haven't made him a better player, and that's what you're wanting. Guys like Barry Ferguson, Neil McCann, to be kind of getting these young boys and making them better. Right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up in a minute with a new show. It's not going to be real long shows. Anything else you want to add to that? No. Tomorrow night, Wednesday night.
Just think we need to win. I just think that it's time for us to dig deep with supporters, and at least at the end of the season, get behind Barry and his team, and let's just show some pride and get behind them, and we'll see what it takes us.
Yep. Maybe yourself, Lewis.
Yep. Nothing else to add. I've said what I've had to say. I've asked what I've had to ask. But thank you very much, Gordy, and thank you very much for those who have watched and tuned into this live. And
there's a wee quick one. I'm just going to quickly read it out. Alex Kelly, a sad couple of days for the club for me. The players have thrown Clement under a bus. The board have thrown him to the wolves. The support has made Rangers manager's position a poison chalice. It has been a sad few days. Guys.
Yeah, I'll agree with that, and just say very quickly that I don't think we get time for this tonight, but maybe we could do this next time. We could talk about it. I don't know if there's a lot of managers that would want to come to Rangers right now, but that's a different topic of a different show. I think just now, as Alex says, he has. You said a minute ago, he's been lied to. He's been thrown on the bus by everything, and you've got to feel a wee bit for him. But he didn't help himself with his tactics and his motivations. So It was definitely the right decision, and you know, I think it's time for us just, you know, whatever happens on Wednesday night, whatever happens next couple of weeks, we just need to get behind the team.
Yeah.
Right, guys, thank you very much for tonight. Thanks for everybody that watching. If you could do us a wee favour, share away for us. Gordy, you want to add in something in there?
No, just staying by.
Listen, cheerio. All right, okay. All the best, guys. Have a good night.
Remember,
Cheers.
we are the people.